But he created a new rule, the McConnell rule. Absolutely no hearing, no vote for a nominee in an election year. Period. No caveats. And many Republican senators agreed with him, including then Chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley of Iowa, including the current Chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who at the time said, and I'll quote verbatim, here's what he said, quote, "I want you to use my words against me if there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term. You can say, Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make the nomination." Continue the quote. "And you could use my words against me, and you'd be absolutely right." End of quote. That's what Republicans said when Justice Scalia passed away, about 9 months before Election Day that year.
Even Joe Biden is calling out the blatant hypocrisy by Lindsey Graham. And remember, Biden and Graham are longtime friends, so for him to stand up and call out Graham's hypocrisy is a testament to just how far the Republican senator has fallen in his desperation to suck up to Trump. And that hypocrisy is easy to see. On October 3rd, 2018, Lindsey Graham spoke at the Atlantic Festival where he said this.
Justice Scalia dies in 2016. The primary process is ongoing. And if you look back in 100 years, nobody has been replaced under that circumstance. If you listen to what Joe Biden said in Bush 41, you should hold it over to the next election. Joe is right a lot. So I felt like I was doing the traditional thing there. When it came to Sotomayor and Kagan, I thought I did the traditional thing. Now I'll tell you this. This may make you feel better, but I really don't care. If an opening comes in the last year of President Trump's term and the primary process is started, we'll wait to the next election. And I've got a pretty good chance of being the judiciary.
You're on the record.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold the tape.
Pretty specific. And yet, now that what he said has come to full fruition, down to the very last detail, suddenly Lindsey Graham realizes that he might actually have to do something that may hurt his golf buddy, I mean Donald Trump. And so he issued a clarification tweet that said, quote, "The two biggest changes regarding the Senate and judicial confirmations that have occurred in the last decade have come from Democrats. Harry Reid changed the rules to allow a simple majority vote for circuit court nominees, dealing out the minority. Chuck Schumer and his friends in the liberal media conspired to destroy the life of Brett Kavanaugh and hold that Supreme Court seat open. In light of these events, I will support President Trump in any effort to move forward regarding the recent vacancy created by the passing of Justice Ginsburg." But here's the thing. Graham was responding to a clip of him promising he wouldn't vote on a nominee in an election year on October 3rd, 2018. The excuses that he just referenced happened before that. Graham references a rules change by Harry Reid that occurred in 2013, and Kavanaugh's confirmation happened in late September 2018. Both had already occurred when Graham made that promise. In other words, nothing material had actually happened since that day, other than the fact that he's no longer hiding the fact that he's a partisan hack with zero shame. And look, it's not just Lindsey Graham. Effectively, every single member of the GOP who only 4 years ago was demanding that the American people should have a say in who chooses the next Supreme Court nominee because we were 9 months away from an election, are suddenly begging Trump to ram through his nominee 6 weeks until the election because it was never about letting the American people decide, it was about entrenching their own power. The only voices they're interested in hearing are their own. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The way to rectify this issue where Republicans don't believe that Democrats have the right to appoint people to the Supreme Court is to expand the court when we take power. This isn't a power grab, it's a correction. It's a remedy to fix what is a shamelessly undemocratic Republican Party that changes the rules as it goes to suit their political needs. The simple fact is that if it wasn't for this GOP scheme on the right, no one on the left would even be talking about expanding the courts. But because their greed knows no bounds, that is why this conversation is even necessary. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people like Lindsey Graham subverting democracy in broad daylight. Until then, while we might not be able to get Lindsey Graham to change his mind, at the very least we can replay his own words every single day on repeat so that the entire country can hear what it sounds like to be a complete sellout for a con man and to stand for exactly nothing. While you're here, please subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deeper dive into the week's biggest stories and interview major players in the world of politics, like Kamala Harris, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, Eric Swalwell, and many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.